wasn't going to produce the video until tomorrow morning, but that was that good and that enjoyable that I thought I'd do it tonight. I thought there's going to be a few people staying up a little bit later tonight to look for reactions on West Ham stuff, so why not put my video up there. 2-0 to West Ham against Newcastle. Deserved. Absolutely deserved. I think that's the best we've played all season. I think so. It felt that way. That didn't feel like a robbery in any way. It felt controlled. There was so much of that game, which I didn't know we had that performance in us. And I just wonder if it was that little tweak of him having two ball-playing players in the centre of the park. I'm pretty sure that made a massive difference. The two ball-playing players were obviously Carlos Soler and Lucas Paquetá. Both played very well indeed. We were passing around corners. We were playing first touch. Really good. I think Paquetá got the man of the match on Sky TV. I give it to somebody else, to be honest with you, but West Ham had a lot of really good performers in that game. Just go through. We'll talk about the goals. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the goals, actually, because I'd rather talk about the individual performers. We'll talk about Lopetegui, because that's definitely saved his bacon. We'll talk about Lopetegui in detail in another video, maybe Wednesday or something like that. Let's just deal with the game, because there was really so much that happened. I don't know if Newcastle fans will feel that was unjust. Maybe they should have had a penalty when Konstantinos Mavropanos did a piggyback on Callum Wilson. Maybe I understand that. I still don't think they would have won, because I do think West Ham were a better team. I think we had it sorted out in defence. I think we had enough control of the ball in midfield. For the first time, it really did feel like we controlled midfield. We had the sort of performance I've just not seen. There's not even been any inkling that we had that in us. And it's quite bizarre, really, going off the back of the video that Gio did. Was it Sunday? Perhaps Sunday? Something like that, where he was talking about Lopetegui not having the kind of players that he likes to have control in the midfield. And I did a video yesterday, and in the video I said that why not use, if you're going to do that, why not use Carlos there? Why not use Lewis Orford? He does have players within the squad that he can do that. And he did, and he had control of it. It just goes to show there's nothing wrong with Edson Alvarez, and there's nothing wrong with Rodriguez on their own and in isolation, but they're not the type of guys that are going to be able to play neat triangles and pass it through midfield. We did that today, and we did that really well, by the way. And it sort of allowed Tomas Soucek, who scored the first goal, to do messy stuff, to do dirt. I don't mean Lionel, by the way. I meant to do a lot of the dirty work, not in a deep defensive role. He almost had a little bit of a license to maybe not go where he wanted, but for a lot of that game, he was well in advance of Soler and Lucas Paquetá. Scored the goal, not from open play. It was a corner, good corner. I think that might be the first clean corner we've scored this season. It feels that way anyway, you know. Emerson took the corner, outswinger. Obviously took it with his left foot, it was from the left-hand side. Nice bit of movement from Soucek, sort of feinted, pretended to go, ran back and went back in again. Powerful header, accurate header, really good goal. Sort of not a scrappy set-piece header. It felt really well planned out, and I haven't sort of got that impression with West Ham this season. So that in itself has improved. It felt like every department of West Ham had improved in that game. Defence, midfield, set play, certainly in attack. Let's go through some of the individuals. I'll go lopsided. We'll go arse about face. Jarrod Bowen, I don't know how many nutmegs he did. I feel like he's perfected the nutmeg. It's two things that he's really added to his bow. Strings. So he's added strings to his bow. Not two things, two strings he's added to his bow. The nutmeg, which he seems to be able to do almost on tap. Opposition players are going to have to watch out for that, because that's a hell of a trick to have. It's happening so much, it's not an accident. The other thing is the low down pass, the square pass into the box, which is what he set up Wan-Bissaka's goal with that. Yes, you did hear that right. I thought Bowen was right on it. He looked like a man in confidence. Again, it's really hard to not keep saying that was the best X, Y, and Z was this season, but it felt to me, maybe there was a little spring in his step after the England performance, but it felt like it was the best Jarrod Bowen I've seen so far this season. I'm going to try and rush through this video to get it out and get it published this evening, but really, really good. Antonio, really robust, battled. Now, there's a man that benefited from losing his passport and not playing 2 international games. So he looked fit and sharp for majority of the game. The midfield I've pretty much discussed. Okay, let's get to the defenders. Jean-Claire Todibo was withdrawn after 55 minutes. I can only assume that he was injured or something. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. He did make a bit of an error in the game, and perhaps Gordon should have scored. He didn't do, but that was pretty much his only mistake. I thought he carried the ball out of defence really, really well. But let's talk about the other central defender, shall we? Max Kilman. That was incredible. Some of his reading of the game was exceptional, dribbling out of defence. I've got to say, today he looked like a £40 million defender. And he wasn't playing against useless players either. Some really, really good players Newcastle have got, some excellent attacking players. I'm sure Newcastle think they weren't at their best tonight, but even so, I'm not gonna go back on what I said, which was I think even Newcastle's just a tough place to go. And I thought we did really, really well. I hope they don't make any excuses. I just thought we were a better team, and I didn't think we had it in us. I really didn't. That has completely surprised me. But I'm also delighted to see it because I haven't ever felt so far this season that we've ever had enough control of the game, and I mean control. We did. I thought maybe for about a third of the game against Aston Villa, I thought we had some semblance of control, but there's not been an awful lot of it. We controlled large parts of that. And actually, the way we sort of tried to see it out at the end, we'll get to Wan-Bissaka, don't worry. The way we tried to see it out at the end, I felt like we could have kept the ball forever. The only reason we didn't was because on a couple of occasions, Lucas Paquetá, I think he was getting bored, so he tried to... We were doing analyse, we were passing it around, and he just tried to do a back heel and a flick and a pirouette. He didn't need to do it. It was just being a bit flash. I don't have a criticism of him. I thought he was excellent and played a massive part. The way he won the ball back, such commitment to help create our second goal was excellent. The second goal was scored by Wan-Bissaka. He definitely earned that. Unbelievable. What a performance from him. Look, it was a great goal. A really, really good goal. I thought he took it really well. Far post, shot across goal, in off the post. Absolutely brilliant. Squared to him nicely by Jared Bowen. Brilliant. But it wasn't just that. He was everywhere. I think he might have made the 3 best blocks of the game. Sorry, it's got a little one there woofing at me. We'll have to. I'll show you the pup in a minute. He's been very, very good. To be fair, it's quite late, and we're recording a sort of late video. But yeah, he's growling. Come here, then. Come here. Come on. Don't just give it the big old talk. If you're gonna make a noise, come and say hello to everybody. There you go. There he is. He's getting bigger, isn't he? He wants me to wrap this video up. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. He's been a very good boy. He didn't realise where everyone was cheering throughout the game, probably wondering what the hell was going on. And yeah, there you go. Look, deserved win. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Get your fan cams in. Look, Christmas jumpers, hammerschatstore.com. We've still got a few left. This one and the other one that Gio was wearing earlier. He's probably still wearing it for his review. I'm going to wrap this up now. Get this one uploaded. He's actually run off with my shoe. Mind you, it might keep me quiet, but honestly, because he interrupted, probably didn't say enough about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Absolute consummate performance. Brilliant performance by him. So impressed. Almost every facet of the game, really. His tackling was great. His dribbling was excellent. Scored a goal. Didn't drift over. Moved over officially to the left-hand side to replace Emerson because Soufal came on, but he was just during the game, he was making moves into midfield. It was, I'm sure people will be saying things like prime Cafu and things. I'm not sure it's quite like that, but it was an impressive athletic performance from him. And he was my man of the match, not Paquetá. But I think the big thing for West Ham is we had 5, 6, 7 players who played well in this game. It felt like a system. I felt like I knew what West Ham were doing, and more importantly, I felt that the West Ham players felt like they knew what Lopetegui had instructed them to do. As I say, get your fan cams in, send in your fan cams. I'll look, if the description's not here now, I'll look for it now. If it's not, it's on the bottom of Gio's video, but I'll try and look for it now and try and make sure that goes in here. Send them in, we'll try and get them uploaded for you tomorrow.